Okay, I want to talk to y'all real quick before we get started about heat, because it is so freaking good. And before I go on to this training, it tastes like a lemon sugar cookie. It tastes like the frosted lemonade from Chick-fil-A. It tastes like that. It is so good. Like when I went to go put it in I'm like, oh my, it's sweet, it's good, no bad aftertaste. Y'all are gonna love it. Y'all are gonna love it. I'm gonna have to like savor. I got 4 packets to try. I'm gonna have to like savor everything. It's so good. Y'all are gonna love it. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and start. And please utilize the chat. I figured this will be good for everyone. So invite your teams, make sure you get them on. Darren's recording it, so if you can't attend live, your teams can catch it on the replay. First thing I want to go over is game planning. I am very big on planning ahead, planning out my week, planning out my content, having a game plan into the new month. That is crucial. Especially if you are working a full-time job. If you are working a 9 to 5, if you're working part-time, it is so important for you to plan ahead. Y'all, if you do not plan ahead, you are gonna feel like you are drowning. And I felt like that at first. You're gonna be, I need to post. When am I gonna do my post? I don't know what to say. And just throwing stuff up there, throwing a picture up there. It's not gonna be intentional. So I am big on game planning. So first and foremost, what I want to talk about is utilizing the notes section in your phone. The notes section in my phone I use it every single day. I personally, I'm ADHD, so I have to have a to-do list. I have to have that. And I have my non-negotiables that I complete every single day. So make sure you're utilizing the notes section in your phone and I have a lot of things on my to-do list before I go to sleep, the night before. That way I wake up and I'm like, I'm ready to go. I know what I have to tackle. Today, for instance, I knew I had to ship out sample packs. I knew I was going to be talking about heat. I wanted to batch reels. You need to wake up and have a plan of attack of how you're going to spend your time. Because if not, like I said, you're going to be all over the place and you're going to feel so overwhelmed. So utilize the notes section in your phone. If you have a different planning app, please drop it in the chat below. I would love to see what y'all are using. If not, like I said, yeah, use your notes. I have so many notes on my phone, y'all. I use this every single day. Every day I use my notes section. I have the weekly to do, and I have to wear, boom, the MMM, order anniversary gifts, batch reels, team calls, talk about heat. I mean, there's multiple things on here that I know I have to do. In addition to that, I have a main afternoon post area section to where it's Monday through Sunday. And I have an idea of what I want to talk about for that day. And I know Brittany, Lee, and Katie, I think right now they're doing the batch posting, which I felt really bad doing this meeting during their batch posting. But every Monday, Brittany and Katie do that batch posting. So if you're able to attend that, attend that. For me personally, Mondays typically are crazy. So I plan out my week ahead on Sundays. I sit down for 30 minutes to an hour. And I sit down, AJ knows, I sit and I have some kind of plan of attack for going into the week. I have my stuff laid out for Pinterest every morning. I post a quote, I have those already downloaded. I have a gist of what I want to talk about, Monday motivation, Transformation Tuesday, or talking about payday. I have some kind of post written out. Things happen spur of the moment, and I do feel like your posts need to come from the heart. So don't feel like you have to have every single thing planned. Even if you have something planned, you could change it up. Like, feel free to change it up. Just because you have that set for Tuesday, you don't have to use that post for Tuesday. But at least going into the week, you have a plan of attack. Another thing I would recommend, y'all, I'm married. I have a 4 and a 6-year-old. My husband, when I first started this, for any of y'all watching who have spouses, significant others, this can be very hard on the spouse because you're on your phone a lot. It can be very hard for them to understand what we're doing, because I know, like, for my husband, him being on my phone, that's football, it's golf, it's betting, it's talk, it's play. It's business, like, it's my job. So for y'all having things scheduled, I would make a point to have a shared calendar and put everything on your calendar and make sure that your significant other sees that. My husband knows I have a meeting tonight at 7 p.m. My husband knows I have MMMs at 9 a.m. Central Time. I have Sunday night huddles. That's a non-negotiable. So if you don't already have things on your calendar and you are letting your spouse know ahead of time what to expect for the week, please do that. Because otherwise, Whitney, get out. Okay. Lily said he's rude. I don't know what they're doing. But make sure, get things on the calendar. And that too, that even like anniversaries, I knew Courtney's anniversary was today. Get your team's anniversaries on the calendar. I know Wendy Hilton's, like, I knew Christina's, like, get that kind of stuff on the calendar so you plan ahead. You have a game plan moving forward. It's the beginning of the month. Do you have a plan? Going into August, do you have a plan? How are you going to utilize your credits? The main thing, this is the last month for the operation winning the rank bonuses. Y'all, this is the last month for these 4K and 12K bonuses. Enroll mode and support mode with helping your team achieve these life-changing bonuses. Going into this month, and I want to show y'all, do you have a plan? I want you to sit down and I want you to put your name and I want you to put your strong legs and I want you to have a game plan. Who are you working with to hit 4K this month? Who are you working with to hit 12K this month? Who are you working with to hit 40? Like, even Sheena, I know, is going for 40K. That's huge, y'all. She ended last month at like 24K. So Darren is shooting for 12K. Him and his wife have already hit 4K. Going into this month, you've got to have a plan. You've got to sit, you've got to write it out, and you've got to manifest, like, what do you want to help your team achieve? Because if you're going in blindsided, like, you got to have a concrete plan. You just can't wing it. And that's kind of where you're going to focus your time and your efforts as a leader. I know strategically going into this month who I'm going to work with. I know that going into this month, I'm like, I already know who I'm going to work with. One of my girls, Sarah, I'm getting her to 4K. That's a non-negotiable. Darren, 12K. Like, I have my goals to where I'm like, I know where I'm going to focus my time. You can't help everyone every month. And so think about that. Have a game plan. Who's aiming to hit rank? Who are you helping? That is a big one. So if you haven't already, take some time, make a chart of who are you helping? Where did they end last month? And what do you have to do to close that gap? What are you going to do? Are you going to roll out credits? Are you going to roll out possibly cash backs? Are you going to pump up their team chat? What are you going to do to help them achieve that? Because it's game time, y'all. And that's why game planning is huge. It is game time. This is the last month for this. So you need to be like full on, let's go. And I am telling y'all, this month, I am in full on enroll mode. Enroll mode, also support mode for my girls. But y'all, there are retreats that are needing to be earned. But by enrolling people, Especially promoters, that's where I can also help with placement. I can help with placing people under certain people to help them hit these rank match bonuses. So go into this month with a plan of attack. Next thing, credits. Credits loaded yesterday, right? Have you talked about that? Straight up, drop in the chat. Have you talked about how we can thrive for free? Have you talked about that you can, how many credits you have earned, how many credits maybe you and your significant other have earned? That is huge, y'all. The fact that not only customers, but also promoters can thrive for free, that is a big deal. And what you can do is you can go into your Lavelle credits, take a screenshot, crop how many credits that you received this month, put that on your stories. Put that, let me show y'all an example. I don't think I erased it, but deleted it. But put that on your stories, because honestly, you have to think about this. I was very skeptical when I came into this, very skeptical. And so for people saying, oh, you're getting credits, like, oh, you can thrive for free, like, show me the proof. And honestly, that's me, like, show me the proof that you have credits loaded, that you have credits pending, because otherwise it's going to be very hard for me to believe that. And so by showing that, here we go. So I cropped it. I did what I earned, what my husband earned. I used PixArt and I dropped it on a rainbow type of background and put that on your stories. People need to see the credits. If you have not earned credits, y'all still talk about it. Still talk about how you can thrive for free. Make sure you are showing that. People want to see that concrete proof. It's so important. So if you haven't already talked about that, talk about it tonight or talk about it tomorrow. Make sure that you show proof of what credits you've received and say, y'all, I have 100 credits that are loaded to my account. I want to help others this month. Like, shoot me a message. Like, let's do this. That's a big one. Opportunity live events. This is big. I stress this to my team every single month. Opportunity live events, they're with, you do an Opp Live. It could be on Facebook. It could be on Instagram. I'm kind of figuring out different techniques to get the most exposure. But you pick a specific time, you pick a specific day of the week, and you go live with someone, a side sister or someone in your downline. Honestly, I would recommend doing opportunity lives with your downline. Not saying I don't love my side sisters, like I don't love y'all from my other teams. Like I love Tracy, I love Katie, I love all of y'all, Brittany, Lee, Courtney, I love them. But you're wanting to teach your team duplication. You are wanting to teach your team how to do an opportunity live. How do you make a graphic? How do you set it up? What do you say? What is the process? If you're constantly doing it with a side sister, like it wouldn't really make sense for me to do an opportunity live with Coop, like Chelsea Cooper or Courtney. Yeah, that would probably be a really awesome Opp Live. I'm not saying we've done them before, but at the same time, like we know what we're doing. We're leaders in this industry. The important thing is duplication. So if you don't already have your opportunity live events scheduled for this month, pick a day every single week, pick a time, and get them scheduled. For me, it's every Tuesday, typically at 6:30 p.m. And that for me, again, I have it planned out. I have Facebook message chats with everyone involved. I have someone do the graphic. If it's not me, I have one of them do the graphic. And I put it on my calendar to where AJ, my husband, sees that I have that planned. It's a non-negotiable. So make that happen. On Courtney Glaser's, on her YouTube, there is a step-by-step video that I think I did it. One of the leaders did it on how to create opportunity live events. So go to Courtney Glaser's YouTube. There are a ton of videos on there, y'all, that you can use. Utilize that. So make sure you're doing that. I know a lot of leaders have retreats that have been rolled out. I know for me, my first retreat is in September. That is a big thing that I know my team is pushing for. There's 15 new enrollments required. Chelsea Cooper just released her retreat. I know there's 16 enrollments needed for that one. First 20 people. So if you have a retreat that is, that your leader has put on, I would say enroll, like enroll mode, like getting new people on these products. Heat is coming out August 12th. That's another big one, man. Like that's going to be huge. So getting people in the system, getting people, getting new customers to start thriving. So game planning, if y'all have any questions about game planning, I cannot stress enough how important it is to plan ahead. You've got to make the time to do it. Reels, that is another thing. Y'all, I got ready today. I kept the kids home, but still I'm like, I've got to do something with myself. I'm going to batch post 5 reels. That way I have them lined up. So sit and kind of go through reels and have a topic maybe that you want to focus on for the month, whether it be, Courtney's is sober, Coops is being confident with your body image. I thought about doing ADHD, but I just am not. I need to game plan on that a little bit more and figure out how to work that into reels for a whole month. So for me, I'm doing a lot having to do with the business aspect of things, and incorporating products. So reels, have a day, like for me, Monday, Sunday, I plan out my week. Monday, I'm going to batch post at least 5 reels. And I would highly suggest, Sierra just asked, are you posting a reel every day and a post? So I've done a lot of research, and Instagram is now moving into a video type of, I guess, space. Posts aren't going to get as much exposure, but I still feel like posts are so important, because that to me, I'm like, I really do feel like a post. I don't know. There's certain things I'd rather do a post than a reel. Reels are fun. Reels are goofy. They could be like, that's a way for people to see your personality. But I still think that you also should be incorporating a post. So you don't have to do 2 every day. I have seen how a post and a reel a day are beneficial for your business to gain exposure. So maybe figuring it out with your audience. Do you want to post a reel in the morning, a post at night, a post in the morning, a reel at night? If you haven't already upgraded to a creator account, I would highly recommend upgrading your Instagram to a creator account. That is going to make it to where you can see your insights. You're going to be able to see when more eyes are on your stories. The busiest time of the day, for me, it's typically noon. I think it's because a lot of moms, people are on their lunch break. That's when they're checking their phone. So make sure, and you're going to have to test it. Y'all, I'm still testing my stuff. I'm still trying to figure it out, especially with reels. Like today, what did I do today? I'm trying to think. I've been doing 2 posts today. I've been typically doing a post and a reel. Today, honestly, I've just done a reel because it has been so crazy. So kind of figure out what works for you. I don't want you to get overwhelmed, but I would definitely say make a point to batch post your stuff, especially reels. One day, get ready and throw some makeup on. It's so over here. I have an AC/DC shirt. I have a Thrive shirt. I have workout shorts. I have it in my office to where I have my ring light. And honestly, I'm putting my shirt on top of this, and I am just change up your hair and just batch post 5 reels. They don't have to be perfect. Have fun with it. Have fun with it. Save reels that speak to you, that speak to your vibe, and just, like I said, have fun. Make it you. Don't overthink it, because people are going to vibe off that. Same with your post. Don't overthink it. So boom, that's game planning. Okay, the next thing, I've been like, do y'all have any questions so far? Hopefully that has helped y'all. Okay. I'm like, this heat, y'all, I am feeling the heat. This product, I'm like, ready to go. It's the heat, dude. I know. I'm like feeling it. Heck yes. Hopefully I could sleep tonight because it's like 7:30 and I'm like, all right. Next thing I want to talk about is prospecting. I have a lot of girls on my team who they're like, man, how do you enroll so many promoters? Like, I don't know, like, what are you doing, Sabrina? Because I enroll a lot of promoters. And I looked back and I'm like, why is that? Like, I enroll a lot of promoters and I don't really enroll a lot of customers. And I'm like, why is that happening? And so I kind of had to look at my stories. I had to look at my posts. The majority of what I was talking about was about the business. I would say 90% of what I was talking about on my stories, on my feed, going live, was about the opportunity. And so you gotta think about that. Like, and you're gonna have to switch gears depending on what you're trying to accomplish. So if you're in the enroll mode for retreats and you're trying to get customers, you're not gonna wanna be majorly talking about the business opportunity all the time. Like, yeah, that's necessary to bring on new people, but that may be when you're talking more about chill, you're talking about activate, you're talking about balance, you're talking more about the product and utilizing your credits to get people in the system. So depending on what goal you're trying to reach, you're gonna have to switch your plans. I know for me with the Vegas retreat, I had my promoter tracker closed. That was closed. But I didn't have any customers and I needed 8 customers on auto ship. So I was like, what can I do? I need to remember my why. Why did I start? What have the products done for me? Because as you get higher up in this, sometimes you lose track of that. Why did I start in the first place? Like, what have these products done for my health? If it weren't for the products, the business wouldn't be here. So that's when I'm like, I need to talk more about making the shakes. I've been incorporating my son. It's been summer. I make the shake every day. I'm talking more about the DFT. I'm talking more about what the vitamins have done for me. So really zeroing in on the product aspect of it. Boom, I closed my customer auto ship tracker. Now I flip gears. Now I'm talking about promoting. So you're gonna have to kind of feel out what goal are you, if you're trying to do both, what I would recommend is one day talk about products, the next day talk about business. Products, business, and kind of incorporate that and switch it up. As far as enrolling promoters, a couple of points that I would recommend for y'all, because this has been a game changer for my business. After every single post that you do on Instagram, you need to be adding hashtags. Every single post that you do on Instagram, you have to be adding hashtags. Don't have them in your actual post because that just looks, I don't like the look of that. Like, I want your post to be clean, to the point, comment, and do the hashtags. With hashtags, y'all, I do other MLMs and I save hashtags as a note on my phone to where I could copy and paste. Arbonne consultant, Arbonne 30 days healthy, whatever. It Works consultant, Beachbody coach, Beachbody, It Works coffee. Use other MLM hashtags in the comment of every post, not every post, but especially if it's having to do about the business. Because I am telling y'all, that is how a lot of people, that hashtag, they will see that when they go to search that hashtag or it works, they will see that. They're gonna see your picture and they're gonna be like, who is this? They click on it and then they're gonna start following you. They're gonna see 100% that what we have here is hands down better than anything out there. And they're gonna wanna make the switch. So make sure you're doing that. Make sure that you're tagging your photos. I tag Lavelle in pretty much every single photo on Instagram. It's very easy. You just click on the 3 little dots, edit your post, click, and you can tag. I tag Lavelle, I tag Amazon Fashion. I tag, what else do I tag? I don't know, depending on what I'm talking about. So make sure pretty much in every post that I do, I am tagging Lavelle, because what that's doing is by tagging Lavelle and by tagging these other people in your posts, that is going to show up on their feed. So if someone is researching Lavelle and they go to post that, they go to this area and they're like, oh, she looks bomb. Let me click on that. I want to join her. Let me start following her. So make sure that you're doing that. Make sure that you are tagging Lavelle in your pictures. Make sure you're tagging whatever else. If you're somewhere, Bahama Buck snow cones, whatever, whatever it may be, tag them in your pictures. Utilize those hashtags. Building relationships. That's a big one, y'all. Make sure you are looking to see who is watching your stories. Who's watching you? I'm very good about that. I will kind of swipe up and I'll keep a close eye. Like, I know who's watching my stories. I pay very close attention, especially if you notice they're from another network marketing company. They would be really bomb at what we do. Build that relationship with them. Message them, but go to their profile, do the method, love on them, comment on their posts, make a point to build that relationship with them. I have people who I've built a relationship with for now 2 years, and I know they want to join me, but it's still just that, like, I watched Courtney for 3 years before I hit the promoter button. So continue building that relationship. Pay close attention to who is watching you. That's so important. Smart sampling. That's another thing you could do. Say you have someone who's watching you and they're from Beachbody, or they're from It Works, or they're a fitness instructor. Message them and just be like, hey, I just wanted to reach out. Like, thank you so much for following me. I love how we have that vibe. Like, I look forward to following each other. And just send an initial message and then maybe say, hey, like, I really want your honest feedback. I would love your feedback on our product. I want to send you a 3-day sample, like, for free, like, no obligation. I want to just see how you feel about it. You could do something like that. It's not cold messaging. You've already built that relationship, but you're smart sampling. I've done that a lot, and that is how I've brought in a lot of people who have experience, because I'll hook them up with like a free 3-day sample. So very, very important to continue prospecting, continue sampling, and we'll get into samples here in a little bit. But another thing, emphasize to people on your stories. And if you're going live and on your posts, I think specifically in your stories, I do this quite often. There is absolutely no difference between being a customer and being a promoter, other than promoters can earn weekly pay. Point blank. Because honestly, if I were to see Unfold stories about promoting and just constant promoting a business, I would be thinking, what am I locked into? Am I going to have fees? Am I going to have to cold call? Like, from me on the outside in, especially not having experience, I would be honestly like scared, like what am I going to be locked into? So you talking on your stories and expressing to people, and especially like those you've already talked to, if they've shown maybe promoting, make sure you're emphasizing there is no difference between being a customer and being a promoter other than earning weekly pay, earning bonuses, earning like getaway trips. Like that's a big one, y'all. And that honestly, if I'm pushing like for the biggest tracker with my promoter packs, yes, I've enrolled by doing that. I've enrolled a couple of people on $400 promoter packs, $200 promoter packs. Yeah, they may not do anything, but still like that is helping close my tracker. That's at least getting them into promoting. Maybe something will happen eventually, but just think about that. Think about what goal are you trying to reach this month? How are you going to make it happen? And that is a big thing. Like when I'm talking to people, like why wouldn't you want to promote? You love the products, you're a customer. Why not earn weekly pay from it? So that's been another big thing that's really, really, really helped me with transitioning customers to promoters and with bringing on promoters. If you are not already talking in your stories, y'all, I challenge you this week. You've got to talk in your stories. I know it may be scary. I know you may have stage fright. You may black out. You may be self-conscious going live. You've got to talk in your stories. It's a non-negotiable, 100%. It is a non-negotiable, you talking in your stories. That for me, I know if I haven't shown my face, like I feel weird. Like it's one of those things. And when I started, y'all, like my memories pop up on my Facebook and I see my stories from when I started and I am a completely different person. My confidence level from where I'm at now, holy smokes. But you know what? Nothing will change if you don't change. If you don't get uncomfortable, if you don't make it happen, like it won't happen. You've got to get uncomfortable. And you know what? Who cares if it sucks? Who cares in your stories if you like, blah. Just now I was doing a thing with heat and y'all, I probably had to redo it like 3 times. Like big deal, redo it, redo your story. Add a filter if that makes you feel more comfortable. When I first started, I had my kids join me and like unboxing and stuff like that, because honestly, for me, I'm kind of like, they were my blanket, like that, you know, that little like baby blanket. I'm like having them in when I'm doing an unboxing made me feel more comfortable until I got confident. But you have got to get uncomfortable. You've got to show your face on your stories. You've got to go live. I can't tell y'all how many times to where like last month I went live and I don't care that I'm a 200K leader. I'm still going to go live. I'm still going to talk about sampling. I went live and I talked about sampling and I said, you know what? For the first 5 people, I'm going to hook you up with a free 3-day sample. And I talked about the $30 credits. Y'all, I enrolled like 2 promoters. I enrolled 2 other customers just from that live. So I am telling y'all, the people who are watching you, the people you're inspiring from that one live that you do, from that one post you do, from that one time that you talk on your stories, that may be your next 200K. That may be your next 40K, your 80K. Just from you getting out of your comfort zone and doing something uncomfortable, that may change the whole game for your business. If you're not going live, if you're not showing your face in your, what are you duplicating to your team? And I am big on it. I tell my team every day, what I do, I would not do something. Like if I'm not showing up, how do I expect my team to show up? If you're not, point blank, if I'm not showing up in my stories, if I'm talking, if I'm not going live, like what am I expecting my team to duplicate? People are looking up to you. If you don't have a team right now, people are still looking up to you. You're going to duplicate what you're putting out there. So think about that. Like your vibe will attract your tribe. So think about that with everything you post. With everything I post, I think, okay, like, am I setting a good example to my team? Am I duplicating what I want to duplicate? As a leader, I think about that every day. So make a point to do that. Your picture content, your Instagram bio, like look at your Instagram bio, look at your Facebook bio, look at your profile pictures. Your Instagram bio and your Facebook bio should be the exact same picture. The exact same picture. To where if I'm on Instagram and if I'm trying to find you on Facebook, I'm not searching. I know it's the same picture. Same with like your vibe. Like it should put off the same vibe. Your bio, it should be the same thing. So make a point to work on that tonight or tomorrow. Change up your bio. Angie Lee is really bomb. She's on Instagram. Her IG handle is just Angie Lee, ANGIELEE. And she has a highlight reel on her Instagram talking about what to include on your bio. Look at my Instagram. It's just Sabrina Fore, if you need an example. Look at Chelsea Cooper's, look at Courtney Glaser's, look at a lot of our leaders. Y'all, when I was first starting out, I looked at a lot of leaders for inspiration. You can't compare, and that I know may be very hard for some of y'all, but look at leaders as inspiration. What are they doing? What does their bio look like? What does their feed look like? What does their picture content look like? That was so inspiring for me. And I tried to duplicate that, not copy, because we're all our own person. We all have a different vibe, but use that as like a gateway to figure out what you want to have on your social media feeds. So that is a big one, is profile picture, Instagram bio, consistency. So think about that this month. Clean up. Like, you don't have to start fresh. If your feed is all over the place, don't backtrack. You don't need to go back. You don't need to like delete anything. Just start fresh now, moving forward. So another thing, talk about the value of what we have. That is a big thing. What sets us apart from other network marketing companies? Our customers can thrive for free. Our promoters can thrive for free. Y'all, our community, if you are not talking about this community and how we have 12 optional trainings every single month, or every single week, that is a big thing. People may not want to join because of the money aspect. They may already be making 6 figures as a lawyer, but they are feeling lonely. Like, they may be a single parent and they want that community. So think about that. Like, not everyone may want to join for the business, for the money. So think about like, what kind of value do we have that other network marketing companies don't have? The community, we can thrive for free, no monthly dues, no contracts, no sign-up fee, trainings. I mean, it's endless. Talk about that. If you're not talking about that, like, people won't know. Catch the fire. If y'all aren't utilizing that page that our leaders have set up, utilize that page, plug people into that. It gives people an insight on promoting. That's a big thing. Recreate it. Use that when you're talking to a potential customer. Like, not only will you get premium grade products, but I'm going to plug you into an incredible health and fitness accountability group. Use these things. Keep pushing value added, to where it's like people can't say no. If you're not talking about it, if you're not posting about it, people will not know that it's here. So if y'all have any questions about that, please drop it in the chat. If you have anything that you want to elaborate on, like want me to elaborate on, drop it in the chat. And people mess up, just like Jessica said. She did a live the other day talking about chill, and she straight up went to open the packet of chill and it exploded in her face. Like it straight up exploded, and she had to open another packet. But that's just part of it. Like that's part of it. Go live and make a fool out of yourself. Go live and just, who cares? If it really, really, really bombs, you could delete it. You could delete it after it's done. But man, if it takes off, or even if one person sees it, and that one person who sees it is someone that is gonna be your next, oh God, my daughter's roller skating in our house. Dear Jesus, take the wheel. Lily Faye, this is Lily. Okay, hey, give me a second, okay? I'm almost done. Give me a second. I hope she doesn't like this, but oh dear Lord. But if it doesn't work out, you could delete it. You could delete it, but at least you are getting uncomfortable. Y'all, when I first started, a month in, I will tell y'all, I was scared to death of public speaking. I was scared. If you would have told me that I was even 37 people are on right now. If you would have told me that I would be doing something like this, I would be blacking out. I would be sweating. I would seriously be like having a mental breakdown. Public speaking was one of my biggest fears. It made me so nervous. And I've overcome that. A month in, I got invited to speak at a local with Paul Gravett, one of our CEOs. I swear to God, I was about to pee my pants. And I did it. And you've got to get uncomfortable if you want to grow. So challenge yourself this month. Challenge yourself this month. Go live, talk in your stories, talk about the business, talk about the opportunity, do opportunity lives. Remember that your team's watching you, people are watching you. You are going to duplicate what you're putting out there. Two more things I want to talk about. Sampling. Y'all, sampling is huge. Sampling is crucial for your business. If you are not talking about sampling at the first of the month, by the time someone gets a sample, you put together the sample or you ship it out of your back office. By the time someone gets it, that's probably 3 to 5 business days. They try the sample. That's maybe like a week in. Go the first of the month. Y'all need to have that game plan. You need to be talking about sampling. So go live about it, whether you want to do a freebie Friday, hook a couple of people up, do some kind of, post, comment free as many times as you want below. First person is, last person to say free before I say Friday earns, a free 3-day sample. Make sure you are sampling. You gotta talk about sampling. It's so important for your business. A lot of people want to try the products before they commit. And I know for me, that was me, hands down. I was not a day 1 thriver. I was not a day 3 thriver. I was not a day 5 thriver. Day 7 for me before I was like, okay, let's do this. So I want y'all to think about that too with people who you're sampling. If you've sent a 3-day sample, think about your follow-up process. Are you following up with people? You've got to follow up with people. You can't expect to just send a sample and then sign up. That is not customer service. You send a sample, invite them to Recreated. You can invite them to Recreated, our customer health and fitness accountability group, before they even are a customer. Courtney said we can go ahead and do that. So invite them to that. That's an added value. They're going to see that page and they're going to want to be a customer. Make a point. Let them know, hey, when you get your sample, please let me know. Please let me know when you get your sample. Make a note on your calendar. Make a note on your notes when they should get their sample by. Follow up with them. Hey, girl, I'm just checking on you. How are you feeling today? Always end on a question. Hey, girl, so tell me about that energy. Like, how are you feeling? You gotta follow up. Courtney followed up with me several times. And yes, maybe at first I was like, dude, she's annoying. Like, she keeps asking me how, but you have to be that way. You've gotta be that way. And you gotta think, okay, you follow up with someone once, right? Say it was the time I started and you're following up with me. Courtney's following up with me. At that time, I had a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. Say she's following up with me, I read the message, and then my daughter peed all over the floor or something, and I forgot to respond. Like, you never know that follow-up the first time. You never know, someone may read it, put their phone down, and life happens, and honestly, they may forget to respond. You gotta follow up again. Hey, like, I know you maybe saw my last message, but I just wanted to check on you. How are you feeling? What questions do you have? You cannot think that you're being spammy. You cannot think that you are being spammy, because by you thinking that you're spammy, you're going to feel that way. You can't look at it like that. And I've told my team that going into it, you've got to think, we have an incredible product. People need what we have. We have an incredible premium grade product. People need what we have. By you following up 2-3 times, if still someone's going to ghost you, and if they are not going to give you the decent, like the common courtesy of saying, responding after 3 times, then that's when I'm like, you know what, you're wasting my time. After 3 times, okay, you're wasting my time. I'm sorry if you're not even going to respond to me. Let's move on. I'm going to change another life. I'm going to change someone's life who wants this. But don't take it personally. But you've got to follow up. You've got to follow up at least 3 times. Whether you're shipping product through the back office, I know some people ship through the Lavelle sample packs. I kind of do a combo. Honestly, I like creating my own sample packs. I'll kind of show y'all. But, oh God, oh geez, oh God, all of that fell. I like creating my own sample packs. I do these from Amazon. They're hot pink. I have some really fun stickers that I use. I write a personalized card just saying, hey, thank you so much for taking a chance on these products. Let me know when you get your sample. Like, let me know as soon as you get this. So honestly, it's whatever your vibe. You can use your own sample packs. You can also do everything that I get. All of this is from Amazon. Everything is from Amazon. And y'all remember, it's a tax write-off because we're business owners. So everything you do for the business, it's a tax write-off. But I know, like Jessica Newman, she's one of my freaking top enrollers, y'all. And she only uses the back office. I know through the back office, they're $12 per 3-day sample. Say you're charging 15 bucks or 25 bucks, whatever you charge for sample packs, 20. Jessica's making an $8 profit off of that. She's profiting off of that. So, and she doesn't have to do the expense of buying all this stuff. She doesn't have to worry about shipping it out. So it's honestly whatever you're wanting to do, whatever is easier for you. If I am rushing around, and she works full-time, she's a payroll administrator, shouldn't have the time to put all of it together, to have to deal with it, all of the things. And so depending on where you're at, do what works for you. I sometimes like to customize my packs. I add a black label in there. I'll add Activate. I'll do a couple of plus line items. But then again, I mean, I'm probably losing money on it. To be honest, with how I do sample packs, I'm probably losing money on it. I'm not gonna lie, but they're cute and they're fun and it's me and I'm adding value to it. The Lavelle sample packs, you cannot do upgraded DFTs. You can't add anything to them. They may eventually do that, but as of right now, they don't have that option. But still, if you're working full time, if you are busy, if someone wants a sample, you don't have time, boom, do it through the back office. But y'all make sure you are sampling. I better see everyone this week talking about sampling. Sample, sample, sample. Like I know a lot of people who they've hit 4K by themselves through sampling, because a lot of people want to try the product. They've got to get their hands on the product. For me, I would not say yes to a 4-week experience pack before I sampled. And so think about that. If you're not talking about samples, how are people going to know that they exist? They're not going to know that they exist if all you're talking about is all these packages. Maybe someone doesn't have the money right now to afford a $150 pack, but they sample and they love the vitamins. Boom. Like at least you just enrolled a customer and they love the vitamins and you got them on that step. Maybe later on they'll want to add something else to it. So think about that. Sample, 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 and follow up. Do not think that following up is spammy. If you think that it's spammy, it's going to come across that way. You got to go into it thinking, I know what we have. We have premium grade bomb nutrition, point blank. I am so freaking confident in what we have. When I sample people, when I talk to people, it comes across in my stories, it comes across in my lives. And y'all, it's taken practice. Like I wasn't always like this. It's taken a lot of practice. It's taken a lot of practice. But if you don't do it, you're not going to get better at it. You've got to be passionate and own it. People are going to sense that. If you're not using voice memos, highly, highly recommend using a voice memo. I'll never forget the day where I went to, and I know the MMM's coming close and we've like ran on an hour. I've had so much to talk about. I'll never forget the day where Courtney was voice memoing me and I was thinking about signing up and we're talking about promoter packs and she was voice memoing me about the $400 promoter pack. And I'm like sitting in bed and AJ, my husband's looking at me and I'm like, this is so weird. Like voice memos are so weird. I'm like, what is she? I just felt like it was so awkward and I didn't even know how to begin. I didn't know, like it was just very weird for me. And then once I started voice memoing people, you can fit so much more into a voice memo than you can through a text, point blank. And people are gonna hear your passion behind the products. I am telling you, when I send a voice memo and people hear my voice rather than a text, that is going to change the game for your business. That is going to change the game for your business. So if you have not already started voice memoing, make sure that you're doing that. Last thing that kind of I wanted to talk about, and then I'll close it out. I don't want to run over an hour. Creating content. That's another thing, y'all. Like I am constantly working on creating content. That is one of those things. Whenever I have something in my mind, I'm like, boom, let's create an Unfold template. There's Canva, there's Unfold, there's Over. The majority of what I use is Unfold. And I kind of plug and play with that. There are trainings on Courtney Glaser's YouTube that go over these apps and how to utilize these apps and what to do. So go to Courtney Glaser's YouTube, and if you scroll down, they're under a boot camp section that we did in October of last year. And it will kind of navigate you on how to use these apps. The only way you're going to get better at it is if you try it. If you try it and you mess with it. Honestly, don't overthink it. When you go to Unfold, I add maybe 5 templates, just random templates, and I plug some pictures in and then add some text. Same with like, I just did one today. And you could see, let me show y'all, because I'm talking about heat. We got an email saying that heat was launching, right? So I got Unfold. I added, oh, that went away really fast. Hold on. I added, let me show y'all what I did. Okay. At the top, I added the graphic that we got from the email. I added a few wording, like a little part of the wording here, and then I screen recorded a video from the Lavelle page, the Lavelle Instagram page. Screen record, I had to Google how to screen record and how to set that up on my phone. So screen record's a big one. You can clip the video and consolidate it, plug it into a template, and boom. Like that for me, I'm talking about heat. I talked about heat. I'm adding that graphic. Boom. You're good to go. You got to practice with it. So make sure you're constantly working on templates. I know there's like some template chats available, but work on templates. Have fun with it. You got to practice. Look at the leaders, look at other people on the team. If you find, and I follow some people from It Works, and I would never join It Works, but some of their stories, I'm like, and even Monet, I'm like, ooh, I love that story. I'll screenshot it, and I will use that as inspiration for creating my own template. So do that, and figure it out. Use Google, use YouTube, recreate it to fit you, to fit your vibe. That's so important. Think outside the box. Make sure with whatever you're doing on your stories, you're adding a call to action. You've got to add a poll. You've got to add some kind of call to action for people to know, okay, what do I do? You can't just put a story up and expect people, same with messaging people, always end on a question. You will always see I have a pull up on my stories. I don't think within 2 years of me doing this, there's not been a time where I've not had a poll on my stories, because that's something working for you, especially if you're working full time, if you're a mom to young babies, if you're a mom in general, football season's coming around and sports, all the things. Having a story working for you with a poll at the end, y'all, those stay up for 24 hours. That is something, if I know I'm having a date night with my husband, if I know we're having friends over, that goes with planning ahead. Are you game planning? Like, I will never say that I am unplugging. Like, I never will say to my team, I'm unplugging, because I will have an unfold story up that is working for you for 24 hours, put a poll on it, boom. You can feel good about going out with your husband, out to dinner, and not feel guilty. Your business is still working for you. So make sure you're doing that and add a poll. A couple of examples of what you could do for the poll. If it's having to do with the business, you could do, yes, Sabrina, I'm ready. Let's do this. The other option could be more info, please. Curious, more details, pricing info, like having something with like, I am ready versus like, I want more info. Always positive. You never want a negative. Just like Sheena said, never put a yes and a no. You want a yes and like a curious. You never want to put any kind of negative. Same with the product. So say you're doing a story on the 3 steps, right? Or even balance. One could be like, heck yes, I want this, or half off, or $40 off. And then the other one could be, I want a sample. I want more info, curious, like have a curiosity type thing, more info post, and then have like, I want this poll. So make sure you're doing that. Follow people who give you inspiration. If there's anyone negative on your feed who is making you feel like crap, unfollow them, delete it, unfollow them. Because I will tell you, like, one of the most important things with this is staying in your own lane and being confident and not getting distracted from other people's wins and from other people's, like, you can't do that. You never know how much experience someone has. You never know what they've gone through. You never know if that's the true story. So August, show up, plan ahead. Do you have a game plan? Let's hit these rank match bonuses. It's the last month to do this. Pour into your team, show gratitude to your team. Attend the trainings that we have available to you. work on your content, work on sampling. Make it happen, show up. Hopefully this training was beneficial for y'all. Hopefully you have a lot of takeaways. If you have any questions, reach out to your sponsor. Utilize Beyond a Million, utilize Google, utilize YouTube. I am always a constant student. Make sure you are pouring into your self-development every day, whether it be an Audible, a book. I will never stop doing self-development as a leader because I can always work on myself. When I'm driving, instead of listening to music like I used to jam out, listen to music, I will be listening to an Audible. So I love y'all. Thank you for taking the time off for doing this. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a couple of takeaways. Love y'all. And on that note, he is fire. I freaking love it, man. Y'all get so excited. I love heat. I'm going to talk about it on my story because I'm like ready to go. So I love y'all. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good night and we'll talk to y'all later. Thank you, Darren, for recording. I appreciate it. Thank you.